All right, everyone, welcome back into another props video. Going to be touching on the top prop bets here for Flex Friday on PrizePicks. Let's go in and get into it. Now, guys, just got to touch on the hook from yesterday. It was kind of brutal. Okay, so 4 for 5 on the day. Should have been, I shouldn't say should have been 5 for 5, but very close to being 5 for 5. Basically a missed jumper away from going 5 for 5. I mean, kind of brutal that the under does not hit because of a Dairy Queen rebound, and then obviously gets fouled at the end of the game in a close game. Basically, you know, when you're going through watching the props and you're like, the one thing that can happen ends up happening. That's what happened with that. It definitely got the hook there, but don't want to complain about a good day. Just kind of a fun but also brutal miss there with that one. But overall, good day. Not going to complain about it. Looking at today, though, today is a day in which we don't have NBA. Okay, so that's kind of unfortunate. And on top of that, we're not getting any really good college basketball prop bets. That's because it's a pretty small slate. We're really not getting any good college basketball prop bets. I see the popular bets on the college basketball slate, and it's insane to me. I'm like, what the are people doing? Are they in need of placing bets that much that they're just chasing bad bets, or do they just not realize they're bad bets? Probably the latter, but kind of frustrating. I mean, we have maybe these two we could get to, but at the same time, no need to force it. Okay, we got maybe 3 good bets here for esports, and honestly, that should probably be the bet of the day. Is just rolling with those, hoping that we're on the correct side of that, where we're looking at the underdog lines are for this one a little bit too high, and then the exact opposite where PrizePicks is a little bit too high for those two. That's about it. I mean, this is why I added these back into the cheat sheet, but I don't love that. Okay, so we have that, but I do want to touch on some PGA prop bets, and we'll get into some other spots that we could potentially get into. So guys, looking at the PGA board, it is interesting. The first starting point that I want to go with, as always, is going to be, are we getting any prop line differences that we could attack? Davis Thompson potentially for under, his strokes is 73. I don't really need to get to Denny McCarthy. I don't feel the need to get there, but Rory McIlroy for under 71.5 strokes is a very strange one. Okay, so yesterday we saw the course play about as difficult as it was going to really the whole week, and Rory was still able to finish or shoot 72. Okay, and that was basically because of the weather. The weather was very brutal on Thursday. Now it is projected to be kind of bad today on Friday as well, just not as bad. And so literally that should be the difference between a half a stroke or not. So he should be able to get to 71. I don't want to like bank on that. If you look at like DraftKings Sportsbook, they're actually telling us that this should actually be a bet where you're betting the over if you look at the DraftKings Sportsbook. But I'm just looking at it, looking at how the course is set up, the pin placements, and I'm getting into too much detail, the pin placements are kind of difficult, but because the weather is projected to be a little bit better, I think betting the under here makes sense. And so I like that the most. We'll see, are we getting any other edges elsewhere? Now, the data is going to tell us we are getting a bunch of edges, guys, here for like Nick Dunlap, under 3 birdies or better. The thing with it is he's just not likely to score 4 birdies. That's what it is. Likely to be a push. Same thing here with Denny McCarthy. I don't feel the need to get there with that one. One bet I don't hate would be, don't need to get there as well. These are all not bets that I feel like I need to go out of my way to target, basically because they're all being targeted as pushes right now. Okay, so I'm probably just staying away from those other than the Rory prop bet. That's really the only strokes one I feel the need to get to. If you wanted to go with Davis Thompson for under 73, you could for strokes, but don't need to get too crazy with that. And so let's go ahead now and jump back into the PrizePicks cheat sheet. And I do want to call out the MMA prop bets that we're getting. We are getting some pretty decent prop line differences here as well. And again, this is just kind of the slate that we have because we're not getting a full board, and because we don't have really any good traditional bets, we are going to have to target some middling opportunities here. And so it is worth calling out. So we got significant strikes here for Calvin, where he could be betting on his over. Again, I don't know much about MMA, guys. I really don't. Like, in the comment section, honestly, let us know. If any of these that are we're getting big prop line differences, let us know which side you like the most, and then we can attack accordingly. But we got these two here that I think are worth calling out due to the big prop line differences. Fight time off by 1.5 minutes. That seems like a lot. And then, yeah, significant strides off by a decent amount there as well there. So those are two that we could potentially use as well. And then we'll look at college basketball. And so, guys, yeah, looking at college basketball, just not really any good prop bets there currently. Now, that could change. If we get some underdog fantasy score lines, that could change. We're currently not getting those simply because, well, it's a small slate, and typically speaking, underdog just might not give us fantasy score prop bets on a small slate. So really tight board today. We're getting to the bet of the day here. Going to try to get lucky pretty much, honestly, here. We're attacking it correctly, but it is truly going to be kind of gambling here, whereas it's not the methodical approach that we typically take every single day. And so getting into the 9 to 5 bet of the day here today, I would have loved to have given you guys some college basketball prop bets. We just don't have them today. I was actually pretty excited waking up knowing that we didn't have NBA to be able to attack college basketball slate correctly. We're just not getting those. I'm sure tomorrow we will. Saturday we know college basketball. It's a very, very big day and typically fun. So be on the lookout for that video. But right now, just going with these bets, dang, 2 of them start in 28 minutes and then 42. This sucks. I'm going to end the video. Hopefully get this out in time. Annoying. I'm sorry, guys. It is what it is. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. You can use the MMA prop bets if you need to. That's why I like to go through the full list of potential bets we could be on as well. Limited board. Don't go crazy with it. Honestly, not betting much today. Probably just placing maybe 5 total bets, which for me is pretty low volume. So, yeah, don't go crazy today. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Good luck with those bets. And as always, let's keep cashing. Leave a like, leave a subscribe. And as always, let's keep cashing.